Once again, the gods and the goddesses have given us another day to become better men, better women, better husbands, better wives, better fathers, better mothers. My positive thought for today is based on a simple word, but carries a lot of meaning. And that one word is example. When we became wokenists or Odinists, or just following the heathen path, we took on a way of life that has to have action to it. Our way of life can't be practiced through lip service. It can't really be practiced through Facebook. It's a way of life that causes an example. It can cause a negative example or it can cause a positive example. And the positive example is us learning about our gods and our goddesses and learning about the ways of our ancestors. And I feel like I might need to clarify something because there's been a misunderstanding. When I say ancestors, I am only referring to those ancestors who follow the gods and the goddesses. I'm not referring to any other ancestors. But when we embraced this way of life, we took the acknowledgement that we would become examples. We would be tools, so to speak, for our gods and our goddesses to exemplify what it is that they handed us. One of the best tools that we have to introducing people to wokenism or Odinism is our examples. And it becomes so important for us to take the knowledge that we learn, take the knowledge from the myths and the lore, and to take the knowledge that our ancestors handed us, take it in, digest it, and once you've digested it inside, then we must begin to manifest it and portray it outside, because this is our best tool. Because if most of us are honest with ourselves, we will say that we embraced this way of life because of what we've seen in somebody else. This is one of the reasons why we hold bloats. We do try to get together as much as possible because these are things that attract people. When people see us wearing our hammers, and there's honor, there's loyalty, there's trust, there's the 9 noble virtues behind it. This is what people see. But if we're portraying a negative outlook, then people will also see this. And yesterday in my positive thought video, I gave reference to the hammer and how the hammer can be equated with you throwing something out there and it hitting its mark and it's coming back. Well, this is somewhat the same thing. It's similar because if we expect people to want to learn about the gods and the goddesses, and we claim that we're trying to save our race, we're trying to enlighten our people or our folk or whatever words people want to use nowadays. They seem to change every day. But regardless of what word we choose to use, if we expect people to awaken, we have to give them something to awaken to. We have to give them an example to follow. We can't just stay on Facebook and float around to all the different heathen pages, and we can't just get on Facebook and claim what we need to do. There needs to be action. There needs to be examples that are set. And this is one of the reasons why I have really promoted brothers meeting brothers, sisters meeting brothers and sisters, because we have to begin to produce a positive example. But in order to produce a positive example, we have to be an example to ourselves. Then we have to be an example to our families. And when people see how we honor our gods and our goddesses through our examples, then this is the tool that will propel them to want to learn. And the negative aspect to that is people watch. They see what people are talking about on Facebook. And if all they see is heathen groups and heathens going at each other, then why would they want to be a part of that? Because we're not setting a positive example, we're setting a negative example. Because if people want to listen to gossip, bullshit, how bad this group is and that group is, they can stay right where they're at and get that all day. And this also goes towards tribes and kindreds, not just solo practitioners. Because if you belong to a tribe or a kindred, then you belong to an established group that is trying to become an example for everybody else. So what this means is that every member within that tribe or within that kindred also has to become an example. So my positive thought for today is be an example. Be the best example you can be. It doesn't matter if it's with your family, your work, dealing with society, your tribe, or your kindred. Be the best example you can be, and don't become a negative example. With that said, Helsa, as always, hold the heathen hammer high, and let's become the best examples for Wotanism and Odinism. Helsa.